Jira fields can be beautiful, but also not so beautiful. So in this video, I'm going to teach you what are Jira fields, how to use them, and why they matter.
So today we're going to talk about issue fields. And so first of all, what are issue fields? And so if you go to the top here, there's a create. You can see that there are fields for this issue type, story, there's summary, description, assigning labels. Within the project itself, there's, again, same thing, there's different types of fields, description, story point estimation. These are the fields. So issue types have different fields that can have values. This is what we're going to talk about today. Why does it matter to you? There's a default issue fields for each of these ticket types, but for you to modify it for your use case is where you can get the value at. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to start off with a team managed project. Remember, enterprise company managed, there's a different way to edit these. So we're not going to talk about that today. We're talking about a team managed project. Keep in mind, you have to be an administrator role within the team managed project as well to get this project setting view. So keep that in mind. It's very important as you're going through this. If you don't see this, you need to get admin rights. I'm going to go to project settings, issue types. You can see here, these are the different issue types. I went over this in another video. We're going to go to story today. I'm going to take a look at this. So these are all the fields that are defaulted for a story currently. You can see the summary, description, some of the same items we went over a little while ago. And so you can see here, there's also different separations of these different fields. So you can see that there are context fields, description fields, and then there's also this dotted line that says hide when empty. And so let's go over these real quick. These are the main fields right here, summary, description. You can see here that I can open this one up. Summary, you cannot edit. There's nothing you can do defaulted. But it looks like for description, I can add even text here of what default values I can input into this field as you're creating a ticket. For this one, I'm just gonna add here for this purposes of this videos, hey, I'm gonna add a user story format, that business-driven development. And then I'm gonna go down and see what else there is here. So assigning, looks like I can't edit that. Looks like labels, looks like some things that we can do here, maybe defaulted labels, so that's pretty cool. Also keep in mind, you can make any of these required or not required. Because this team managed, a little bit different enterprise managed, but there's some options here. You get more flexibility in the company or enterprise managed fields, editing those fields, keep that in mind. Also, there's hide when empty. So you can see here that when this value, a reporter, is empty, it won't show up on the default ticket type. Also, you can add additional items here. So I could add short text. So you can see here at short text, maybe let's add acceptance criteria here. I'm not going to default anything. We'll make this required. Added acceptance criteria, a required field now. A description, I added a default value within that. And then you can add a lot of items here, checkbox, drop down, you can have selected people, a lot of great options, a lot of value you can get out of these, editing to what works for you and what you need for your stakeholders or your team. Or if you want to track it, that's another thing here, is that if you want to track something, definitely I would add one of these and figure out what is the best way to display this field. What I'm going to do is, I'm done actually going through some of the changes I want to do for user stories. I'm going to save changes at the bottom blue button. It says it's saved and it's updated. It's successfully updated. Go ahead and create that new ticket and see what that field looks like now. You can see story, user story, at summary. Looks like there's a new field here, acceptance criteria. It's required. And then it says a default. We have a defaulted field here. When users make this, they understand, hey, you know what? I need these fields, or kind of prompts them. You need these types of fields or these types of components before you can create one. What I've used in practicality, where I see this as a value. And so for me, things I think that I want to track, I would put into here. Or if they're different options, maybe we're trying to check the deployment environment. Maybe you want to drop down or a checkbox of when this is going to be deployed to you. Maybe we want to do exactly what I did right now. We have, this is the format for user story. and required acceptance criteria, and they're separated so we can query them with a filter later. So that's what I've seen, at least for me. Also bug, I think is a good one as well. You know, what for the description in particular, what led to the bug, what was caused, what was the last screen, what steps did you use to really understand kind of what that bug is so you can figure out how to prioritize it. And also how to estimate it. Those are the two big ones for me that come to mind. What I want to hear is from your team. So can you please leave in the comments below of what your team added fields or custom fields that showed value to you. Kind of curious, love to discuss. And so thanks everybody for watching.